Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Surrender at 15. Episode 3? Episode 3.
Yeah, it's 3, episode 3.
Episode 3. It's very nice now. Madaming nangyari. Medyo late this episode is very late actually. Believe it or not.
Because we waited for a lot of
regions to finish.
And
Including...
as well as our schedules are also
and our
a
schedule
little bit
conflicting.
hectic as well.
Yeah, very conflicting schedules as well. So, there's a little bit of that. So, alright. So, how's your week?
How are you, man? Yan,
Oh,
nga.
hey. Same questions.
Finally, nagamit ko na rin yung League of Legends Wildrift shirt. We're gonna talk about it as well.
We're gonna talk a lot about
later.
Wildrift right now.
Um,
On top of...
and of course, I have been watching a lot of finals. More than usual, actually.
The sad...
Napanood,
the sad final.
napanood ko yung straight ng... Actually, hindi pala natin we didn't cover LCK semis and
Yeah,
LCK,
we did not.
or rather LCK semis, LCK finals, EU semis,
Yeah.
and yeah, we haven't tackled a lot, but we're gonna tackle a lot today.
Yeah, alright. So, I mean, it's been a fun week. Madaming sad stories, madaming storylines that were broken. But in
Maraming
the end...
pangarap ang nawasak
Yeah. On top of that,
in Filipino.
MSI is gonna be fun because it's just gonna be fun kasi kulang yung teams. And it's gonna be another LPL versus LCK situation. But before that, we are going to talk about our home regions first. The major regions and their playoff pictures. So let's start off with the PCS. So as expected from PCS, we have the top 3 teams remaining, which are PSG, Beyond Gaming, and Machi Esports. Again, there's really nothing much to talk about here since these 3 teams are the most outstanding teams in the PCS. PSG at 1, Beyond Gaming at 2nd place, and Machi in 3rd place. It's really sad though that we couldn't see other teams outshining, because if you notice in the brackets, it's almost all sweeps. Lahat nga sweeps eh. Tingnan mo. 2-0, 2-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. Oh my god.
And unfortunately, almost all of the teams are Taiwanese except for probably Beyond Gaming.
Beyond Gaming is the only exception.
Yeah, so
expect
Beyond
a lot.
Gaming, that's gonna be a very spicy matchup in the winners bracket between PSG and Beyond Gaming. And
but either way, if
gonna...
either PSG or Beyond Gaming lose, they still have another chance at the losers bracket.
And they're gonna face Machi X, and I think they won last PCS. That's why they were instantly in the group stage, right?
Yes,
so,
yes.
Hopefully, this will be a very good semis and finals for PCS and not a sweep. That's all I'm asking.
Hopefully, we've been having a lot of sweeps, except for 2 regions. 2 regions are fun. We've been having a lot of sweeps lately in other regions. Minor regions, you name it, a lot of sweeps and having, except for 1 region. We're gonna talk about that region later. So we're gonna next talk about the favorite, the dark horse, the dark horse, our neighbor, the dark horse of the competitive scene, which is the VCS. Now, interestingly, VCS is the only region with a weird bracket setup because it already went to
They're
semifinals.
Instantly into semis,
Finals, and then finals, and there's a 3rd place match. Thank God there's a 3rd place match. So, unfortunately, it's Team Secret already dropped. Big sad. We've been expecting a lot from Team Secret, especially here in the Philippines. Team Secret has been shaking a lot of ground in the esports division of Wildrift.
Yeah.
It's been an earthquake right there. They've been doing stuff unexpectedly, but yeah, we're gonna talk about them later. So GAM Esports versus Saigon Buffalo, 2 teams that everybody is familiar with ever since Worlds 2016, I think 2017.
2017 and 2018.
It was these 2 teams
because
that were for LMS, I think.
That was the time when Reckless went 0-3, then instantly went 4-3 to qualify for Worlds 2017. But yeah, GAM Esports I think there's no introduction anymore, but this time it's not gonna be Optimus, Archie, or any of the members
except for Levi
that were previously in 2017, except for Levi, who fresh from NA, just went fresh from NA, but
just got training.
Yeah, let's see whether Levi can bring GAM Esports back into the map again, and especially Vietnam. But Saigon Buffalo has been present for almost all of the Vietnamese spots for Vietnam here.
True.
And I am expecting that this should be a very close match, probably a 3-2 or 3-1.
Yeah.
In the least.
And another problem that's arising for Saigon Buffalo is one of their players actually got banned.
I actually heard. I think is that no way?
I think but so far Saigon Buffalo has been still doing good without him either way.
I'm not so sure who got banned, but there was one.
There was one
of their probably main roster team, so it's gonna be a little bit of a hit for them in the spring, especially finals is about to happen in, I think that's Monday or Sunday.
I think it's
it's Sunday.
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 Right. So
a lot of leagues gonna happen in Sunday. But I expect that GAM will win this, especially with Levi on their team.
Yeah, it's gonna be Gigabyte.
I wanna see more Vietnam gameplay in Worlds, especially I think what group ba sila? What
I think they are group
A, grouped with
A.
LPL. So that's gonna be a chaotic group.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's gonna be fun. VCS, LPL, LCL. We're gonna talk about that later. So we're gonna go to the West. Of course, the most expected win of all time is gonna be from Cloud9, the European team in North America. Again, Perkz is now a champion again. Left G2.
Not only in EU or
EU.
LEC.
Also in North America. As well as Sven, actually. This is his first win with Cloud9. No, it's first. It's his first, I think. It's first in North America. Wait, let me check on that.
I think it's second because he won with Niski. Or... No, it's
his first win.
TSM won that split.
Yeah, TSM won that
split. It's his first win.
It's his first win. It's Sven's first win. So, congrats to Sven and Perkz, who become the first European and North American champions. As well as these three. I don't remember their name. I don't remember them. But it's Cloud9. Either way, it's Cloud9.
It's Fudge, it's Vulcan, and Blabber.
Is it Fudge? Yeah, it's Fudge. I forgot Fudge.
It's Fudge. Fudge from the OCE region.
OCE region. Yeah,
Stomping
Blabber.
Alfari in the top
Alfari.
lane.
Now,
from what I've heard.
Interestingly enough, everybody saw this. We already knew once Perkz left G2, everybody was expecting Fnatic or Cloud9. And when he went to Cloud9, it was all over for North America. We already know that Cloud9 will dominate this whole region with Perkz now. And
that whole free agency from the spring really paid off for Cloud9 here. Yeah. And as we can see, their millions are already paying off, unlike TSM.
Yeah, like TSM. They acquired
$5 million. $5 million.
On top of...
But yeah, props to C9 on winning spring. But I do think that they can challenge a lot of teams in MSI, hopefully.
Yeah.
So that NA can't get shit on in the international stage. And especially it's C9.
Yeah, hopefully.
Historically, C9 does well in international events.
Historically, they actually went semis, I think.
Semis against Fnatic.
That was their highest attainment for North America. So Cloud9, very familiar team, very successful team as well. We're gonna see a lot of them, especially with Perkz on their team.
One more thing before we go into LEC. We all know that G2 is now eliminated.
Yeah.
So Perkz is gonna be the only defending champion coming into MSI.
Yeah. So technically Cloud9 is gonna defend the championship. So
let's see. That's the storyline.
What's gonna be their intro? Like we introducing the bringing back the MSI trophy will be only Perkz because he's the only one here present. So here you go, Perkz. Bring this to the table.
Perkz was the problem for G2.
Yeah. Ever since Perkz okay, now this is a good transition point. So, Perkz and A leaving G2, getting eliminated, and that was just sad, man. G2 again preventing Reckless from getting another championship. Again, G2 is, I don't know,
Yeah.
man. Reckless is just
I think I sent you a picture wherein it's always G2 that denies Reckless of a
yeah.
championship.
You were the one who
And when
yeah.
and when he left for he left Fnatic for G2, G2 denied him another
Yeah,
championship.
G2 denied him another championship. So I mean, where's the problem in that? It's G2. Ocelot, may script yung LEC has a script. Do not make Reckless win a championship, okay? And Ocelot was like, yeah.
And yeah, as we are going already talking about G2, we're gonna transition into
Our
LEC.
yeah, LEC. Now, LEC, interestingly enough, last year during Worlds, Mad Lions were the Sad Lions, right? They were the Sad
Sad
Lions, and now back again. They are now the Spring 21 champions for LEC. Now, for the first time ever since which group was that? Origin. There is another champion in LEC, which is now the Mad Lions. These are the originally Splice, I believe. Mad Lions were originally Splice. They got rebranded as Mad Lions, and now they're champions. So, really nice. I have nothing much to say about here except for Rogue getting reverse swept. It was already 2-0. Rogue was one win away. From becoming the LEC champions, but
No, it was not. It was not Origin. I want to
I was not Origin.
reiterate that it's actually Alliance.
It's still Lions then. Another Lions.
I think it was 2014.
14, yeah, that was the time where
Alliance.
Fnatic lost Reckless, I believe. Reckless was
Yeah.
not with Fnatic at that time, I believe.
Wait, let's see. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they went. Wait, let's see. Go on with your what you're gonna
So
talk about.
what I saw,
I'm gonna search for it.
so what I was talking about is that yun nga, G2 and Fnatic were the well-known champions. They are actually the most decorated team in all of Europe, and now we have Mad Lions. Really nice though, getting another face in the championship. So I don't remember. I keep forgetting their names. Mad Lions. Wait, let me see their roster. Mad Lions roster. We are prepared for this podcast, ladies and gentlemen. So Armut at top lane, Eloyoya, Humanoid, Karzi, and who's their support? I don't know. So Armut actually played good this, as well as Humanoid. Actually, Humanoid, coming from that 2-0, he actually played really, really insane in the last 3 games. That's why they won, especially with that Victor game in the last game for the series. The third game, the Victor game, was so insane. Mad Lions was down 6-2 for the score. 6 kills from Rogue and 2 kills for Mad Lion. Gold gap is around 5 to 6,000 ish. And then Humanoid just played insane, dude. Like, holy. He played insane, won the game for them. Really nice. So Kaiser, Karzi, congrats to Kaiser, Karzi, Humanoid, Elioya, Armut. Big surge for Rogue though, because Inspired was actually playing insane as well as Larsen. Nga pala. Larsen was playing like Chovy, like Jesus. During that, he had perfect CS. At one point, he had 13 CS per minute. At one point, he had 13 CS per minute. That was insane. But yeah, it's a big surge for Rogue losing that. We were all expecting for Rogue to win. What are your thoughts on Mad?
Yeah, so basically we are already having a change of guard in LEC. Actually, we've been or a lot of people actually have been talking about it for a few months or even years before during the G2 domination. As we've all known, not all number 1 teams last long.
Yeah.
Especially SKT. A lot of number 1 teams that dominate do have an end. And
ESM,
a lot of
PL.
people are talking about, especially when Perkz was rumored to leave G2 and probably they're rumoring, let's say, C9 back then and Fnatic. they were talking about whether G2 might be losing a lot in terms of dominance
Mhm.
in LEC. And this is healthy to see for LEC that there is another, or there can be a lot of possible things that can happen in their league, that not
Mhm.
only Fnatic and G2 can win
G2. Yeah.
LEC, that they can, or teams such as Mad Lions or even Rogue can even win LEC. So that's gonna be good for the health of their region as a
Mhm.
whole. And unlike NALCS,
Yeah.
they're only having dominances, or they're only passing dominances between TSM,
Cloud9.
Cloud9, Team Liquid.
Team Liquid.
Unfortunately, back then CLG, but look at where CLG is now.
Yeah, CLG is just nope. Bye bye.
But yeah, it's good to see that
It's
a lot of
refreshing to
players
see,
such as Armut coming in fresh from TCL
Yeah.
last year. Yeah,
Really
it's
good.
just and Armut is actually looking forward to facing his teammates who are about to face another finals as well. So that's gonna be a very good storyline to look at for MSI.
Yeah, so we're done with the Western group. Let's go back to Asia. We're gonna start off with actually LPL first because this is actually interesting. FPX and Royal Never Give Up in the finals. The Kings of China. The former world champion FunPlus Phoenix with Dolin B and their new top laner Nuguri, as well as
And
Royal
the
Never
former
Give Up.
Kings
The former Kings of MSI with
Are-
Uzi.
and the former Kings of LPL as well.
LPL as well.
So before we talk about the finals, let's talk about first on the round 4 because we were not able to cover that.
Yeah,
So
it was really fast. Every day they had a single.
yeah,
Yeah,
they had a game, I think, or a series every
Yeah.
day. So RNG got swept by FunPlus and eventually went to the losers bracket.
yeah.
The same thing happened with Top Esports, swept.
Swept.
And I watched the RNG Top Esports final game, like the final moments.
Yeah, in the losers
Top
bracket.
Esports instantly cracked under pressure. It was, I think it was an elder fight where Top Esports were trying to challenge the RNG in the elder,
Yeah.
but I think there was a TP coming in for RNG. Then eventually they went to stay with the dragon and at the same time go for the backdoor. And then when RNG took the dragon, I think, or they aborted it, then pushed, then it's a little bit anticlimactic for a very close series. But yeah, RNG won that, and now we move on into the semifinals wherein FunPlus is gonna be facing Edward Gaming, one of the most
The
established
premier.
regions as well. Another MSI,
The
former MSI
former
champions, the first MSI champions. So they got 3-2. I think this was last. No, I was not able to watch this. I was able
me
to
too.
watch the
I haven't been
Edward
watching
Gaming
LPL
and
actually.
I was able to watch the Edward EDG versus RNG game. But FunPlus, I haven't watched FunPlus, which I should watch them in this coming finals.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are talking about Tian, Nuguri, and Duenby being back in form again. That's why they're dominating. I mean, look at the run. They started their run since round
They ran
2.
the gauntlet. They ran the gauntlet actually. That's and they haven't
And
been
yeah,
eliminated once. Not yet. Not even once.
Not yet.
And they're in the finals
And-
already.
And yeah, Edward Gaming basically lost a very close series.
Big sad to
2-2.
Viper though, coming from LCK.
But-
yeah, now he's gone.
But yeah, eventually the old guards fighting it off on the losers bracket of semifinals.
and again,
EDG
I
versus
think
RNG.
this is a
I also watched that one as well. It was a very close series again.
another silver scrapes.
Viper was carrying the shit out of EDG.
A Chovy class.
Flandre was inting a lot with that Narbad, Copium.
Narbage.
And eventually RNG won.
Yeah.
Just
So
because of Gala and basically Xiaohu being the emperor of LPL. And yeah, we're
Mhm.
back at it again with the round 4 winners bracket. Fun plus Phoenix versus RNG.
So it's essentially a rematch, but we already know what happened during round 4, so I think we might expect a 3-0, but I'm still hoping for that silver scrapes. We've been having a lot of silver scrapes in the LPL recently, as well as LCS, as well as LEC. So 3 regions doing silver scrapes. So
Yeah, I think that was 1, 2,
3,
3, 4,
4,
5,
5, 6,
6.
6 silver scrapes.
6 silver scrapes.
And hopefully we can get silver scrapes in the PCS as well as VCS. Who knows? We might see some silver scrapes.
And yeah, final thoughts about the Fun Plus Phoenix. I think
Fun plus Phoenix is gonna
um,
win. Come on, man. It's FPX.
yeah, I think it's gonna be a 3-1.
I want a 3-2. I want that silver scrapes.
I want
Just
a
like
3-2,
last year.
but
I think it
it's
was
gonna be
last year
3-1
as
or
well.
3-0.
Last year
Fun
had
plus.
a silver scrapes as well in the finals. Top Esports versus JDG. I remember it. Yeah, they had the silver scrapes. It was fun. I really want a silver scrape finals.
The only problem with RNG facing Fun Plus Phoenix here is I think RNG is a little bit of TSM China. Like,
TSM of China.
like
Yeah.
the TSM of China. They can be great, like probably as great as Fun Plus Phoenix or
Mhm.
as bad as Suning. So we will
It's a
see
50-50.
whether the Royal Never Give Up um playoffs buffs
Yep.
or rather nerfs will show up,
Maybe.
or the Royal Never Give Up regular season RNG regular season will show up here.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it's gonna be a close game. I want to watch how Fun Plus Phoenix
Yeah.
plays, especially that on our next topic. It's
Now,
yeah.
speaking of silver scrapes, this region has
Xenogre
never
and
even Nagri and FPX trading with Khan.
Didn't even had any silver scrapes.
And speaking of silver scrapes, this region never even hears silver scrapes at all. Not even once, I think.
What the fuck is silver scrapes for Korea?
So
LCK.
we're gonna have the new dynasty, a new dynasty arising, as well as the guy who actually started the last dynasty.
The dynasty.
Last time, Koma getting another
Uh,
championship on his belt. The return from
Come on,
China.
you have to clap. You have
the
to
return
clap,
from
man.
China. Damwon Kia, it was already expected that they'd win. I mean, they are the defending champions, as well as Koma being their head coach. I mean, well, what do you have? That's a new dynasty, baby. Koma be making another dynasty, starting from SKT. Now he's gonna be making a dynasty out of Damwon Kia. So, it was really not. Yeah.
And yeah, before we talk about Damwon MSI, since they're already qualified for MSI, also C9 and Mad Lions are also qualified for MSI. One storyline that Xenogre and I were really wishing and hoping and watching that would happen is gonna be that Faker versus Koma
Yeah.
on that finals.
The father and
Like-
son final.
The father and son. Actually, I've been reading a lot of comments on Koma and Faker back then, and a lot of people when Koma left SKT for Viper or LPL
Vici.
Viper game or Vici
It was
rather
Vici.
Vici.
Yeah.
They were talking about some time where Faker's gonna be facing Koma in the World Finals.
Probably.
And
Could see that.
the son and father combo will probably duke it out or something. Koma's gonna ban all of the good Faker champions.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we're not able to see that
Right
because
now.
Genji
Yeah, because Genji actually
won
got-
draft a lot against SKT.
the Nemesis
Causing them to lose.
the Nemesis buff from them because they have Nemesis on their side. It was
Yeah,
LS
basically,
versus Nemesis, but
Basically, T1 didn't listen to
yeah,
LS.
LS at all.
And Genji ultimately winning that one and getting swept
Yeah.
by Damwon.
Really, it's just sad to see sweeps over sweeps. We wish we could have heard silver scrapes at least once in Korea, but it looks like we're not gonna have that for the next. I think next split. Hopefully, we're gonna get a silver scrapes next split. Now, MSI is gonna be fun.
One
Okay.
more last thing. one thing that we should look out for here is the domination of Damwon from coming into MSI. I do think that T1 or Genji will get stronger for summer. I do think that Khan will eventually plateau in terms of skill. Similar to what happened to SKT in 2019 against G2. Unfortunately, G2's not here for MSI. So we're not going to be able to see that. Especially, Showmaker was predicting that G2 would never
he
qualify
actually said
for
that.
MSI.
G2 can't
He
win
did.
LCS. He was correct.
And he did. He was correct.
It was correct.
He was correct in his predictions. So we're not going to be able to see that storyline as well.
Yep.
But one storyline that we're going to be looking at is that FPX, where Nuguri from last year's Damwon is now in FPX.
And Khan,
he's going to be facing the one who replaced him.
Khan.
Eventually, probably, if FPX wins LPL.
Hopefully, we can get that. That's the only remaining storyline that we can get out of this, that we are wishing for. So, yeah. So, MSI is gonna start in May, I believe. So, it's gonna be fun because of the prize. Not only because of that trophy or that any cash prize. It's because of the prize that they're gonna get for Worlds. So let's talk about MSI. So, just like last
before we talk about MSI, I'm gonna have a total rundown of all the international regions. So, the teams who are qualified for MSI in May 6 to May 2020 or May 22 in Reykjavik, Iceland, the land of the freeze. Is from the LGL, Detonation Focus Me, LEC Mad Lions, LCS Cloud9, LCK Damwon Kia, League Circuit Oceania or League of Legends Circuit Oceania. Pentanet GG, and Liga Latino America Infinity Gillette Esports or Gillette Infinity Esports. And ongoing regions or ongoing playoffs right now is, of course, LPL FPX versus RNG. That's going to be on April 18 Sunday. PCS round 4 semis between PSG Talon and Beyond Game is going to be on April 16 Friday. Loser of that will face Matchy X on April 17 Saturday on the losers bracket. And then finally, finals of PCS will be on April 18. Now for the VCS, we're gonna have Saigon Buffalo versus Gigabyte Marines on April 18 Sunday. TCL, it's gonna be 1907 Fenerbahce versus Istanbul Wildcats on April 17 Saturday. CBLOL, it's gonna be Pain Gaming BRTT versus Vorax on April 19 Monday. And LCL, it's gonna be Unicorns of Love, the qualified players from Play-Ins Worlds 2020 versus Crow Crowd on April 17 Saturday. So a lot of League of Legends is gonna happen in the next 4 to 5 days.
And the MSI 2021 groups will be complete by Tuesday next week, I believe. So Philippine time, Philippine Standard Time is gonna be done by Tuesday. So MSI groups, again, just like last podcast, we already talked about the prize, the crucial prize of the MSI. Not only the trophy or bragging rights, you get another slot for your team. For your team's region rather, for Worlds 2020-2021. So, essentially, if Damwon win, there is a very big chance that 4 teams from Korea are gonna go to Worlds, as well as LPL. If whoever wins LPL, if they win MSI, they get 4 slots as well as... Wait, no, 3 slots only, I believe. Right? Because Damwon won.
Or let's say Damwon won, it's gonna be 4 slots for LCK.
Yeah.
If LEC wins, it's gonna be 4 slots for LEC. If LPL wins, it's gonna be 4 slots for LPL. And of course, if NA wins, it's gonna be 4 slots.
My question is, where will this slot go? Will they go in the play-ins or will they? Yeah, I think it's gonna be.
They will probably go in the play-ins because I think last time LPL and LEC had 4 slots for Worlds.
Yeah.
Because VCS was not able to go.
Was it LEC or was it the PCS? We had 2 slots for PCS. Because PSG Talon.
We have 2 slots for Worlds always. It's gonna be always.
No,
because
we already split it with VCS, I believe.
No, we're always 2 slots.
Okay, we're
the 1 slot was given to The fourth team of LEC.
Okay.
Because I think
It was Mad Lions. I think.
Korea had 4 or 3 slots.
Three,
Or
yeah.
China had 4 or 3 slots. Because it was LGD,
Yeah.
Mad Lions, and the third seed of NA, and Gen G.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
Now I remember.
3-3-4-4. So yeah, 4 slots for LEC and LPL.
Yeah.
So
So,
basically,
yeah.
they added that slot for LEC now. So now that Vietnam is here to compete, it's gonna be
It's gonna be a much bigger slot.
So
Okay, so
what are your thoughts for Group C first?
Group of
Because
Death
it's already complete.
automatically is gonna be Group of Death. I mean that Cloud9 and then that one Kia. Group B is gonna be interesting because Mad Lions. I mean they did play insane for their finals, but we don't really have any evidence to translate it into the international stage because remember last year they were the
Yeah,
Sad
Mad
Lions.
Lions really choked.
Yeah, last year
Really
they
choked on that
really
play.
were bad in the World Finals during in China. So Group B might be advantageous for whoever wins PCS. Hopefully it's gonna be PSG talent. So hopefully it's gonna be them because I love those 5. They're really good. LPL Group A
It can also be Beyond Gaming.
goes all beyond gaming, but I'm rooting for PSG.
Yeah, PSG. I think it's gonna be PSG.
Group A, if Fun Plus Phoenix wins, I mean they have that strong contention because they were former champions, right? They were former world champions, and on top of that, Nuguri is their top laner now, so they really have a very, very, very strong top lane presence.
Not to mention all of the members of FPX, including Nuguri, is missing an MSI.
Yeah,
title.
they need that to cement themselves as one of the best teams in the world, following SKT and only SKT. Only SKT is
Out of all of the world champions, you can never really think about anything about FPX. So probably this is their
who knows,
chance to cement themselves.
we might get a second championship this year for World 2021. Damwon Kia,
And yeah, you were pointing out earlier, the only team to get MSI and Worlds at the same year is SKT.
SKT. So if Fun Plus win
G2 was
Phoenix,
unable to get it because of FPX, and
FPX
Damwon
just
had
their
no
dreams.
MSI runs last year because of COVID. So yeah,
Yep.
MSI has a lot to give this year. There's a lot of stakes.
A lot at stake for
There's a lot at stake for MSI.
MSI for the
Not
picture
the
of World
food stake.
2021. Oh man. All right. So I mean, finally after a year,
Predictions.
MSI
for
if
MSI.
Fun Plus Phoenix win in their finals, we might get a Damwon Kia versus Fun Plus Phoenix in the finals. Another thing is, I also want to note is Cloud9. If Cloud9 gets out of Group C and has a very good bracket, they might actually get to finals as well. And PCS, I'm seeing if PSG Talent, they might get to semifinals, hopefully, if they win. Because they have been performing really good. In terms of standards for the PCS, they have been above, like, excellent. In terms of PCS, standards of PCS, they have been excellent so far. So, yeah, I think overall, MSI, it's either only gonna be Korea or LPL, or we're gonna get that North American miracle run, hopefully. So, yeah, that's my thoughts. How about you? What's your thoughts for MSI?
So they haven't really released the playoff brackets for MSI. They only released the group stage. So it's either gonna be a first and second picks whoever wins 2, 3, and 4, or rather the quarterfinals. It's probably gonna be that format because it's only for 12 teams.
Yeah.
So you can only get 6 teams, then 4 teams on the quarterfinals, 2 teams on the semifinals. And
again, hopefully they have a losers bracket as well.
I do think that Mad, PCS, or let's say PSG, Fun Plus, if ever Fun Plus wins, and GAM, and Damwon and C9 is gonna probably qualify
they
for
still have
MSI.
that. But I mean, evidently, here's my opinion. Given by me, they have been, although they are a good performing team, they did the quadra kill from Levi during Worlds 2017. They weren't playing that good during those times, but hopefully, if they play good this MSI, they might be a threat to the World Championships for Damwon Kia.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
VCS is always a threat.
yeah, they're always a threat if they play correctly and draft correctly. So, I mean,
Not to mention
any team is a threat. Theoretically, every team is a threat if they draft good and are mechanically good. But VCS is mechanically good. So, I mean,
So
theoretically,
they just need to draft
they
well
have
and
just
play
the
well.
draft gaps. Draft gaps are gonna be always going to be the determinating factor for whoever wins a game. So, right. So that wraps up our esports
For LOL
or
Esports
LOL
MSI.
esports PC, okay? Oh wait, no, it's not yet because we have another
Not
topic.
yet. We have one more
For
topic.
PCS, one more topic. I think I was expecting this ever since the start of the split. Liyab Esports letting go Cresho. So I mean, I have talked about a lot about Cresho during my videos back then. I want to hear your opinion on this.
I mean, I think it's a little bit premature. I guess if Liyab do want to get or do want or they are dedicated to produce a lot of local talent, rookie talents. They should have kept Cresho for a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Probably committing on what they have already started. So, I mean, if the support who's gonna replace Cresho is gonna have synergy problems again with Don, it's just basically another Cresho problem.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, they should have worked on their synergy, their mechanics onto that bot lane
Mm-hmm.
during this downtime,
Yeah.
and then trying to contest for at least middle pack of the PCS, or
Yeah.
even if PCS wins MSI, we can probably
Get another slot.
get
So
third
3
place
slots. So,
spot. So it's gonna be a qualification for us. But yeah, as we can see, Liyab really didn't commit onto Cresho. Really didn't see the future onto
Yeah.
Cresho. So that's probably why they released him. There's not any official statements
yeah,
about
we're not sure
Cresho's-
also if Cresho was the one who wanted out or if Liyab let go of him. So there's
so there's not a lot of information.
Yep.
TG didn't even have any lives yet. So
yeah.
we're gonna if he's gonna have a live, we'll try to question TG. But yeah, this is not a good look for Liyab, especially when you look at league teams. You don't usually see a lot of
in
mid-
the middle of the
mid-season
yeah.
middle season roster swaps.
Yeah.
You only see that at Dota, but Dota has a lot of tournaments before they go into TI.
Yeah.
And not to mention, Dota is much more of a,
Sophisticated.
let's say, sophisticated more game rather than League of Legends. But yeah, it's different for Dota and League, but this is a little bit disappointing for Liyab. I do think that they released Cresho prematurely. If they did want Cresho to leave, they should have probably committed with him for at least half more year, probably saving up for an import Korean support, or we'll never know, someone like Rex probably,
Yeah.
since he's a local player. And yeah, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I at this point I don't care about Liyab anymore. They are a bad team in terms of scouting. Their players. I mean, Cresho had potential if, just like what I said, if they have a genuine good coach. Again, they can always do this. What's an example of a team that were good because of their coach? Shit. I don't know. Mad Lions were once. Yeah, I think because Mad Lions were once rookies, right? They were rookies during 2019,
Probably
2020.
Yamato when Vitality was.
Yeah, Yamato, canon. That was a good example of teams that were all rookies. They were really just new to the league, as well as Rogue Esports. I forgot about them. They were
Viper,
rookies.
or rather, Griffin as well.
Griffin as
with
well. They were
CV
rookie
Max.
teams, and they played really good because of their coaching staff. So at this point, I really don't care about the They have bad coaching staff. Cabbage's talents are just being wasted because the talents of Liyab Esports is not even committing to, you know. But let's see for Wildrift. Maybe we can get something from Wildrift from them.
One thing that I also noticed similarities from NA and as well as Philippine esports
Yeah.
scene is that we have the same problems with NA.
Yeah, really
As you
do.
can see, NA also has a lot of problems with the academy teams,
Mhm.
with the rookies that they have. They were discussing on removing the import rule entirely,
Mhm.
and yeah, I think this is much more of a problem or a, let's say, an elephant in the room that's happening with the PH League of Legends PC scene
Mhm.
is that not a lot of top organizations are willing
To
to
invest.
invest into local and young talents, and yeah, players such as we know Blaze, who are
Yeah.
very young and very or who does have a lot of potential, is being wasted by these organizations really. And we can't really also blame them because it's COVID. Not a lot of sponsors are sponsoring esports teams and as esports events as well.
Mhm.
So it's a little bit more let's say volatile than it is few years ago.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit sad, or I'm getting a little bit sad and
Mhm.
lonely and like, probably depressed on what is happening with the PH League of Legends scene in the PC. But yeah, hopefully this next topic will
Really
be a
ignite.
different story
Yeah.
for the Philippine League of Legends
It
scene.
might ignite it, you know. This is only North Luzon so far. Or Central Luzon, I don't know. There's
We're
still
gonna be touching Wildrift now,
now.
and
So Wild
yeah,
Rift this
the
whole
future.
this month it has been featuring Wild Rift a lot, not only here in the Philippines as well as North America. Twitch Rivals just finished as well in North America. We're gonna touch about it in a little while. But PPGL, we're gonna start off with PPGL Wild Rift Sea Icons North Luzon tournament. We have Next Play, Team Secret, Galaxy Racer, and Action PH. Really nice seeing tournament already done for the first season of Wild Rift. So, is it first season or second season? Season 2, never mind. Season 2.
No, it's the season 1 because the first event was
Technically,
the
yeah.
preseason.
Technically, yeah. Season. So,
So
yeah, here. So, we have 4 teams already. Next Play, Team Secret, Galaxy Racer, Action PH 04. Look at their sponsors. You wouldn't even expect these guys to be the sponsors, but yeah, they're the sponsors as well. So that's really refreshing to see a tournament. Refreshing to see a tournament in League of Legends here in the Philippines. That includes League of Legends. So not only Mobile Legends, so League of Legends as well. League of Legends Wild Rift specifically. So, what are your thoughts?
so basically, we're seeing a rivalry form in the North Luzon
Mhm.
side of League of Legends for Wildrift. It's Next Play and Team Secret. Action PH really not there yet.
Not
but
there yet.
Probably they have potential. They
Mhm.
can probably practice a little bit more and probably contest the higher team organizations here, such as Team Secret that has a VCS team.
Mhm.
And yeah, they're investing into the Philippine scene, which is surprising.
Team Secret. Yeah.
That's how promising the League of Legends scene is in the Philippines, or mobile gaming in general.
I mean, you can
And-
already see it in the prominence of Mobile Legends. I mean, we already won the World Championships. That's basically the first World Championship that Philippines has ever in terms of esports. I'm saying, yeah. I mean, we've already been into worlds like for with Mineski. We've already been in the internationals with TNC. Not only TNC, I think there was another team as well. I just keep forgetting their names. TNC and Hearthstone. We've
yeah,
been in
TNC with the OG.
with the OG,
upset.
yeah.
Yeah.
TNC Hearthstone. We've been doing it in Hearthstone.
AK and Dojin.
Yeah,
in Tekken.
CS:GO. We had Bren Esports at one time. They were in ESL, I believe, one time. I'm not sure, but
And of course, the new league Valorant with
Yeah.
Bren and Archangel.
Yeah.
And yeah, another organization here that is a little bit popular in the scene right now is Galaxy Racer.
Yeah.
Their
Actually, I haven't
Valorant
heard about
team,
this team before.
their
or
Valorant
organization.
team is a little bit good, I think.
Better.
It's probably they can probably contest top 4 if
Probably.
they contest, but that's a different game.
That's a
We
different
haven't
game.
really
We can't-
tackled Valorant,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's promising that a lot of prominent
Mhm.
organizations such as La Liga Pilipinas,
Yep.
Imperium Pro Team, Bren Esports, Galaxy Racer, Team Secret, Liyab,
Mm.
aside from probably that, but they are investing into Wildrift, which
Yep.
is a different story on what's happening with League of Legends PC, and especially that SEA Games is coming.
Mhm.
We really need that investment and
Yep.
that infrastructure in order to challenge a lot of teams such as probably the Sea region,
Yep.
Korea, China, and
We currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months left until SEA Games starts. So by that time, I hope we already have a solid team. And I think around that time, it's gonna be the start of season 3 or the end of season 3, most likely in November. End of season 4 for Wildrift, and that's gonna be the end of season 4 PC as well. So that's gonna be start.
it's 80 days from now probably.
So,
it's, it's probably the end of season 3 or
Start
the
of season
start
4.
of season 4.
Yeah. So it's either gonna be that. So it's refreshing to see a major tournament aside from Wild Rift Underground, because this tournament is sponsored by Oppo and Master, which is my face something. I used to use that when I was a kid, as well as Globe sponsoring this as well with Mineski. So really nice. This refreshing to see major companies aside from Mineski. Aside from Globe. So basically,
Mineski.
yeah, but this is North Luzon, so still have to see what happens in South Luzon. Hopefully, we can get some
And yeah,
information there.
speaking of South Luzon, I can give the viewers who are qualified
Yep.
for South Luzon, and the first game is gonna be held in April 23. So if you want to watch that, you can watch that as well. But the North Luzon, Luzon North qualifiers is, I think, is it done?
It is South
Not
Luzon?
yet.
Not yet.
It's not yet done. So they're still gonna have the day 4, day 5, and day 6 on April 16, 17, and 18, the same times as the League of Legends PC
Yeah,
finals.
at the same time. So
So
speaking of
yeah,
Wild
so,
Rift, we're gonna actually move
South
on.
Luzon, wait, South
here we are.
Luzon, it's gonna be Execration, Sunsparks, Liyab, and Smart Omega.
So hopefully Liyab can do something here.
With Exosen, come on, you already have Exosen.
The original mid
World-
laner of Liyab. I believe he is one of the best mid laners here in the Philippines. If he plays
Probably
peace,
the best player,
probably one of the best
in the
players. He
Philippines.
is our faker caps.
most decorated.
Probably
Probably the Bjergsen, not the faker, not the cap.
just the
probably
BR
Bjergsen.
Lyricson. We haven't yet discovered those guys yet. Especially the Chovy one. I'm still trying to find that 1,000 gold per minute player.
Blaze.
Blaze might be that. Hopefully it's him. So,
Hopefully.
alright, so South Luzon is gonna start next week. We are going to have a tournament to determine who's gonna be our Southeast Asian representatives for the Southeast Asian tournament in June or July for the whole of Southeast Asia. I believe. I don't remember because I think Riot Games is
Wait, let me
gonna.
look at that.
I think
a bit.
Riot Games. I believe Riot Games is gonna organize this event. I believe. I keep forgetting.
Yeah, probably within August we're gonna have
A very big tournament
an
in
event for
Southeast Asia. Yeah. So
Yeah, a lot of teams such as Thailand, Myanmar, Brunei,
mhm.
a lot of Southeast Asian teams, Hong Kong, Indonesia, Taiwan, Singapore are already starting their Sea Icon series. So it's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Especially they're probably eyeing to contest with the M3
Yeah.
of Mobile Legends.
And
so
again, this is not yet confirmed. Maybe you might see me and Paradox being gonna be co-streaming this. South. I think
hopefully
we can do South Luzon. Hopefully we can do South Luzon. So
or basically any
Any
League of
Wild Rift. Yeah,
Legends
any League of
Wild Rift.
Legends Wild Rift. So
We're interested in doing
Yeah.
a lot of Wild Rift content as well, aside from PC.
yeah, aside from PC, we're gonna do a lot of Wild Rift content. So speaking of Wild Rift has been released in North America, and we actually had our first tournament, our first major tournament in North America, which is the Twitch Rivals. Everybody knows this. Twitch Rivals been playing Fall Guys, League of Legends, anything and like that. We had actually one, two, three, two ex pro players and one pro player. I think he's currently still a pro player. So we have the winners for the Wild Rift Showdown. We have Boy Sneaky, Mateos, Blizzlol, and Iraqi Zoro. So again, these guys are familiar faces. Boy, we all know him. We all love him. Sneaky,
The OG.
the OGs, yeah. Sneaky, of course. Who can't forget about the Sivir Sneaky skin? You know?
Silver Sneaky. The Trap
The
Sneaky.
Trap, and Mateos, of course. I don't remember his team, but we all know Mateos. So Wild Rift in North America. You can see here, Perkz has been playing Wild Rift as well. So with that,
Before the NALCS finals, that was
who
his
knows? It
warm-up.
might have been the influence of how he performed. You know, maybe we can see the C9 Perkz for Wild Rift. Who knows?
I actually zoomed in on the picture. He went 6-7 and 6-7-4 on Ayaso also.
There's still room for improvement. I mean, he is a professional player. We're
Yeah.
not sure yet. So
PC is different from mobile.
yeah,
to
it's
begin with.
League of Legends Wild Rift is a different game from PC. They have the same characters, yes, but the entire play style,
In theory, they are the same.
they are the same,
but
but
they're actually
they're not the same. So, Wild Rift, North America, Wild Rift here in Southeast Asia. We're still waiting for the global release. Riot Games has been hinting a lot on League of Legends Wild Rift World Championship, so we might get our very own miniature Summoners Cup. I think we are gonna, hopefully we can
the
get
baby
our
summoners.
baby
Cup.
Summoners Cup. Hopefully we can get that.
If we have Yoda, we can have baby
Baby
Yoda. If we have summoners,
If
we're gonna
we
have
baby Summoners Cup. So hopefully it's still gonna be the same as League of Legends PC. You know, we got that KDA dancing for us or something like that.
And hopefully we can win.
Hopefully
As
Philippines
a
can
reason.
win. We have a choice. We have a chance here, ladies and gentlemen, because we are in a background of mobile gaming community here in the Philippines.
Dominate community.
We have been dominating nonstop here in the Philippines. So before we start on that, what should we talk about first? The patch 11.8.
So we're gonna go back again to League PC.
League
so we're
PC.
gonna have the patch notes for both of the League of Legends games.
Yeah,
But
Wild
first
Rift.
we're gonna go to PC here since
Alright.
I think they should just have a rundown of
Yeah.
what we think what important changes
Alright.
we think.
So I think
That
the
can
major change here, all in all, okay, let's just put here the picture here. Actually, it wasn't actually they didn't feature it. I think, yeah, they didn't feature the Darius one. Oh,
Yeah, they featured
Did they
it on the bottom part of the
oh, here we go. So
yeah.
I think this is the major, aside from Gwen being released
Released,
this
yeah.
patch. I think this
It's gonna be
is the
amazing for all
most
of us.
huge jungle changes, because we're essentially going to see Darius in the jungle, Zed in the jungle, Mordekaiser in the jungle. His passive, by the way, stacks on every single monster. So it's gonna be huge. Diana is gonna be in the jungle. Morgana has been in the jungle before, but right now she's gonna be way better now in the jungle again. So essentially, these guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these 5 champions are gonna be good in the jungle. What do you think about this weird change from Riot Games for some reason? They just
So first of all, I have watched the rundown from LS. So if you want to watch
Yeah.
that, guys, you can watch that as well. You can also watch Freaks
freaks
rundown
Yeah.
if you want a very technical
Yeah.
deep dive on the patch. But this is not yet the MSI patch. It's
Not yet,
probably
not
gonna
yet.
be 11.9 as LS said, but it's not yet confirmed. Of course, Viego is not enabled, but Gwen might be enabled for
MSI.
MSI.
Hopefully.
But let's see, Darius here having a 125% increase on the damage.
Actually, before
I think that's-
this is a much
A little bit broken.
Yeah, it's broken. You know what was broken during the PvP? This is actually not 300%. During the PvE,
This 500.
it was 500%. So they toned it down.
He can solo level
He
1.
can solo level 1 dragon or Rift Herald or any, but right now it's a little bit more balanced, but it's still broken overall because it means he can be a jungler right now. So, yeah.
And yeah, I think Diana, Darius, and Zed are the ones who are basically very good in the jungle
Mhm.
here, especially with that Diana one. I think Diana might go into prominence in the next patch.
Probably.
Unfortunately, we are not gonna be able to see a lot of League of Legends professional games onto Diana since a lot of it are already wrapping up now. So we might probably
yeah.
see Diana
In
into
MSI.
MSI.
Yeah.
But Zed, in a way, is, I guess, good, but it depends on the leveling of Zed.
Mm-hmm.
If he gets a little bit behind in terms of levels, he might not be that good, especially with the items that Zed has. Lethality, the penetration, and everything. The Mordekaiser one, I think it still depends kasi wala pa rin namang mythic katulad nga
Yeah,
sa
Mordekaiser
LS.
still has
Wala pa rin mythic si
mythic.
Mordekaiser, and even top lane Mordekaiser isn't that viable.
Yep.
So not sure about jungle, but depende rin kasi yun sa passive niya.
Yep, it
Depends on that passive kung mapoproc niya lagi yan.
Mm-hmm.
And Morgana, medyo ironic lang kasi 'di ba na I think Morgana was nerfed
because she was a because she was nerfed for the
indirectly
nerfed. And then
indirectly
she's
nerfed
been buffed
to support
again.
Then na-buff siya ngayon sa jungle.
So it's really weird.
I don't really know about Riot. My opinion, not that great of a change. So yung prominent siguro dito that we can probably see is Darius. Diana, and probably Zed. Especially with the Orianna nerfs.
Yep.
Kasi yung penetration or yung armor and magic, basta yung defenses ni Orianna ngayon got nerfed.
Mm-hmm.
So Zed might be pricing to prominence as well. Katulad nga nung pinoint out din ni LS again, which is yung, I think that was Zed on Dandy. Yun nga.
Yeah.
In 2014 SSW or 2014 SSW. Yep. They used Zed as a jungler, so
we might see that again.
We'll see.
For Worlds, maybe. So,
especially yun nga,
yeah.
Bago yung items, so magbabago din yung meta. So parang bumalik tayo sa season 1 to 3 ngayon.
Now, speaking of items, Riot Games finally nerfed the Moonstaff meta. So, it's Big Sag now, Moonstone Renewer. I mean, the only main focal point, 60 at all levels is okay in general. But the most gutted one is the Mythic passive. They changed the Mythic passive to the Starlet's Grace's heal by 10. So, I mean, on paper, it's just bad now. Shirelia's Battle Song is more viable now, I think.
I guess, a lot of, on the Moonstone one, I think Moonstone is still viable.
Yeah,
in terms of,
because of the Mythic.
Especially on Enchanters, kasi I think this was a stance by Riot na they want to buff enchanters but they don't want non-enchanters to use Moonstone. Yeah. So
like Lilia, Rumble.
They, I guess, adjusted it, so they really gutted it for I think this was a good change. I don't want a lot of Nidalees going for Moonstone or I guess Lilia. But Moonstone, especially with the changes with Ivern, Karma, and a lot of even Soraka on that healing, and previous patches napakaraming binuff kay Soraka. So I think Moonstone Renewer still might be that good for enchanters such as those champions, but not necessarily good for the ones that don't use it as enchanters.
So basically, it's a support item now. You can't use it at mid, you can't use it at jungle, top lane with Rumble. Yeah, as well as Staff of Flowing Water. Now, this actually just gutted the item all in all. Grants 20 ability haste. I don't even understand how that could work at all, I think. 20 ability haste for 4 seconds. So, I mean, it's gonna be crucial during team fights because a lot of cooldowns are gonna be really high now. So, basically, you're gonna have 60% cooldown. Probably. I don't know. Depends on how you build, on how your team builds. So, Staff is not much of a viable item now because the reason why Moonstaff has been built because of that movement speed coming from the staff. the reason why Staff has been the counterpart to Moonstone because of the movement speed, and now it's looking like it's gonna be only Chem Tank Purifier now from this point on. So it's gonna be Moonstone Chem Purifier or something.
Yeah. That's what also LS pointed out. It might be the rise of Chemtech
Yeah.
Purifier
And actually,
or
Shiralia's Battle
Purifier.
Song. I've been building this item on Galio for the past 30 games as well as Gragas. This item is really good, and now because it's mythic passive has been
Probably
changed,
too good.
it's gonna be
Yeah.
really good right now. Pros probably. So yeah. So it doesn't. Here's the bad part. Although, it doesn't give you the empowered damage anymore. So it's just gonna be a purely a movement speed item. So anybody that uses Predator might utilize this. Gragas, Galio, I think they are the only two champions that
Hecarim,
can utilize
Udyr.
this. Most likely, yeah. So we're gonna,
Hecarim and Udyr, yeah.
yeah. I think that's only it. There's really no point in looking at this.
One more, I think it's the Rammus one.
Yeah, the Rammus
That's
change.
the
The Rammus change
Roman
as
one.
on
Yeah.
top of the Gwen. Gwen has been out. If you haven't watched my video yet, you can check it out. How I thought of So here's Rammus. Rammus actually has been changed to be adjusted to the Wildrift version. Believe it or not, I remember.
Yeah, they're both the same.
Yeah,
now.
they're both the same now. This is the first champion in League PC that has been adjusted so that it can match its Wildrift counterpart. So this is the first time. So it's really interesting to note that this version of Rammus was announced 4 months ago already during Wildrift dev
And
review,
they already
the dev diary.
implemented
So
in
they already
the diary.
so during the dev diary they already revealed this. Essentially, his ulti is just gonna be a big jump, scaling with the movement speed, just like Warwick, and it's gonna be instead of the AOE earthquake around Rammus, it's gonna be where Rammus landed. So
And yeah, one thing I noticed nga is a lot of the stats are parang yung last nerfs with Ramos with the I think the health
mhm.
50 the minus 50 health is
Yeah,
now already thrown out into the roof or in the void. And yeah,
Yeah.
sobrang tanky na nga ni Ramos.
Yeah.
Ramos is so tanky with that ratios, and even look at that taunt.
Mm.
Grabe.
Yeah, man.
Tignan
Especially
mo,
with the W, with the
1.2,
new
1.4.
So especially with that new passive on the W, where your basic attack will extend the duration, so it's really nice. So up to a max of double 40 seconds. So essentially during team fights, you're just gonna do a lot of damage without actually doing anything. So
Yeah, imagine having Torn Mail on Ramos
Yeah.
tapos ADC ka.
it's just sad. Man. All right, so we're gonna talk about the most important part of this patch, which is the skins. We have Black Frost Sion. Sion finally having some love from Riot Games. Gonna get a skin. Valkos as well is gonna get some love from Riot Games. Gonna get another skin. Galio, my one and only beloved champion, next to Kale. Actually, these two champions are my best
Ganda
picks.
nung Kale.
Yeah, I love Kale.
Ganda nung Kale skin.
Yeah, I
If
might.
you want to watch it,
Yeah.
there's a video in League of Legends
Yeah.
account
Epics-
or League
no,
LOL
no, no,
Esports.
Skin Spotlight. Yeah, Skin Spotlight. That's what
Yeah,
it's
Skin Spotlight.
So essentially,
as well.
these two champions were my best picks and are still my best picks. Kale has been my level 7 for 7 years, 6 years already. I don't know. Ever since she's my best pick, as well as Galio, the rework. Dragon Slayer Twitch. We got a rat that's a dragon. I'm not really sure how to explain that. Gwen though, I really love the Gwen skin. I really love it. Space Groove last patch, Space Groove event. So, I mean, I really love this skin.
Yeah, I think I still love I think I love both of the skins of Gwen. The base and
The base
skin
and this
is
skin.
good.
So yeah, it's
In my opinion, both of the skins are good. But I think I think Gwen's chroma should be there. Katulad din ng sinasabi ni LS. Kasi she's a champion from Shadow Isles, so
Isles.
it should be green, dark green.
dark green instead of that
And
Damwon Kia
that
color style.
Damon Kia. Ironic no kasi sa Alo Sabay lang.
Yeah,
din
they
release.
will be released at
Damwon.
almost at the same time.
Yeah.
Almost at the same time. So
Yeah, so
Yeah.
a lot of blues
Yeah.
are going to Wildrift. And yeah, we're gonna be transitioning now to Wildrift.
Wildrift, baby.
Dahil napag-usapan din natin yung Diana buffs.
So Diana,
May
Diana
buffs
is
din.
the main focal point for 2.2A, as well as Galio, the nerf, the gulling of Galio, as well as Dr. Mundo. So we're gonna talk about the new stuff. Rammus, just like what we said, Rammus was adjusted in League PC to match his Wildrift counterpart. It's a really good it's a really good move by Riot Games, since Wild Rift has been released in North America, so it's gonna be,
It's basically free promotion.
free promotion.
In exchange of Rammus.
New skins, of course, we have the Stargazer skin line. They've been hyping
The limited to
Wild Rift
skin
only. This is not from League of PC. This is an original skin in Wild Rift, which is really good. A really good move by Riot Games once again. So, new accessories as well as Stargazer again. We already talked about that.
Nice recall animations,
New events
by the way.
again. Stargazer event, because this is an exclusive to Wild Rift only. You cannot get this in League of Legends PC. So, okay, and
Have
one
a
of
strong phone.
if you have a strong phone, if you have an iPhone 12, it's actually
ROG.
here nakalista pala. 1+9 if you have a 1+9 Pro, Google Pixel 5, Asus ROG Phone 2, and Razer Phone 2, you can do the 120 FPS option, which I think is very unnecessary because it's a MOBA game. It's not an FPS game for me. Personally, there's no point in doing 120 FPS. But if you have these kinds of phone, iPhone 12, maybe iPhone 11, you can do it.
Probably the thing that they should focus on starting on from now is probably fixing the ping.
Yeah, the ping,
is
the
so
wild ping is
dreadful.
so god.
Though, welcome to League of Legends
Wild
ping.
ping. Yeah, I have been I thought they fixed it at one point, but then suddenly
Yeah.
in the last few weeks, I've been playing near my router.
It's so bad.
It's still bad.
So
It's
bad.
so bad. I've been spiking from 20 to
I
500 all of a sudden.
I had to switch, like, there are two modes with my router. It's
Mm.
that 2.4 gigahertz and that
5.
4 point something or
5G.
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 I switched to 5G in order for me to get at least 22 ping.
Yeah, that's what I was doing, right? I was sitting near my router. I was
Next
so
to the
desperate.
router
I was so desperate for
to
ping.
get extra ping.
I need that extra ping. I need that 20 ping, baby. So,
I mean, if Wildrift gets that sweet 9 ping coming
oh
from
yeah,
the PC, it's gonna be
so sweet, dude.
fucking good.
Oh my god.
It's gonna be
And
sweet.
actually, here's my unbiased opinion, because League of Legends PC is if you play League of Legends in general, Wild Rift or PC, if you're lagging, you're basically bad. You're gonna play bad in terms of ping. But if you have like 9 ping, 20 ping, etc., you're gonna play good, really good. So that's my
At least
that's my opinion.
decently good.
Decently
to
good.
At least compete with mechanically
And
good
above
players of the higher
average,
tier.
you're gonna be above average if you
Yeah.
have good ping. So
You're not gonna be a normie.
mechanics wise, it's your fault. But if it's lag, it's lag's fault.
It's lag's fault.
So let's go on with the
But
champion.
one more
Oh,
thing before we go into the champions. The role selection is also out
it's live.
now.
It's live right now. It's really good.
So if you want to rank, or if you don't want to rank previously because
Yeah.
there's no ranks or
Role selection. It's out now.
there is somehow a role selection
Yeah.
mechanic
Mechanic.
now in the rank. And unfortunately, there are some reports na marami pa ring tao or a lot of people are not following the role selection.
Yeah,
but you can
I
probably
had
just
one
report
game
them.
earlier where that happened. So I can say
So,
yes to that. I actually, believe it or not, I prefer this role selection versus the League of Legends PC one. It's much better because let's say you're not a top laner. Let's say you're not a jungler. There is no chance. There is little to no chance that you can get that role because of the role preference. So let's say your role preference is mid, and then next is ADC, and then jungle. So you don't like support and top lane. So those last 2 slots are gonna be allocated to that. So that is your least prioritized role. So the likelihood of you getting that is like 2%, 10%, 2%, something like that. So hopefully they can implement. Hopefully they can implement it in League of Legends PC. Hopefully.
And yeah, one more thing probably is that the League of Legends Wildrift player base is much more larger
Yeah.
compared to the regions only servers. I mean, China has a lot of players, but
Mhm.
we have, I think we have the SEA region, the Korea region, and the Japan region, and the
Are all
China
in one.
region
We
all
have
in one server.
it's what
So
the queue
technically,
times. The
it's
queue
not,
times are like 10 seconds only. Like you press start and
yeah,
it's like
especially if you're in silver.
yeah, it's just
If you're in silver, instantly after finishing a game, once you play it, you're gonna play it again.
instantly. So if you like League of Legends and you are on a time restraining schedule, Wild Rift is your answer. If you want to play a game that's 15 minutes, Wild Rift is your answer.
And yeah, and I guess the only quality of life issue that I'm having right now is actually that ping.
Yeah.
That sweet ping.
That ping is the really problem. Even me, that's my problem. Wild ping. League of Legends wild ping. So let's
yeah.
talk about champion changes. So we are gonna skim through these guys really quickly if they are not that really much of a, a problem. All in all. So let's start off with Alistar.
By the way, there are a lot of Dota references as well on the
Really?
sentences.
What's it?
So yeah.
Wait, I'm reading.
One
Okay.
Not there. It's in
It's
the
not here?
Shyvana.
Okay.
It's the Davion or something.
Okay, so we're gonna
You can read it if you want.
Okay, fine.
Later.
Okay, let's start with Alistar. Alistar's changes to his second ability, Headbutt W. So basically, it's just a buff to the no, it's a nerf by
It's a
5.
nerf.
It's 5 damage early game. I think this is not gonna be that much of a problem because you max this last, right? You max this last. There's really not much of a problem. A lot of people don't know this. Actually, you can headbutt the turret, but who headbutts the turret? Who wastes an ability on the
I
turret?
mean, APL stars.
I mean-
the turret.
APL star, yeah, maybe it will work, but this is not gonna change Alistar at all. Alistar is still gonna be a bad champion either way.
Yeah, especially what
Yeah.
we also looked at the patch rundown coming in from Osiris,
Yeah.
Shinbu, Autolus, and Supremo.
Yeah.
So they also said that probably the damage didn't do
Yeah, it's
anything.
not gonna do anything because you're not
And-
gonna max this ability either way. So
Probably the only thing is the turret damage ratio, and just what like Shinbu said. Probably by the time you're gonna use the headbutt on that turret, you probably have used it kasi
yeah,
you
you already
used it
because
for
of the
pushing turrets
yeah.
or
You don't
or
use-
rather initiation
Yeah.
on the team fights.
You-
So you're not gonna use that headbutt on the turret.
Yeah, and as
So-
an Alistar, you're not supposed to waste these kinds of abilities, these initiating abilities. So I mean, there's no point in
And-
this nerf. It's a weird nerf.
And for support, it's not really about the damage, and not unless you're probably Karma or Seraphine
Yeah.
or EP mages. That
Yeah,
support.
Alistar is not an enchanter.
But-
yeah.
it's more of for supports like Alistar, Brom, or Blitzcrank, it's more of the cooldowns
Yeah.
that make them a little bit more OP than usual,
Mhm.
and their tankiness. It's not really the damage or
Yeah, it's not
anything
that
like
So
that.
there's really no point here. So we're gonna skip through Blitzcrank. Alistar's was really not that useful at all. If there was no point in nerfing that at all because you don't even max it. I mean, there is a point, but I mean, it's not gonna change his viability as a support. So Blitzcrank,
Now we're gonna go to Blitzcrank.
Blitzcrank, the Q has been buffed. There's no point in buffing that because again,
Again, we pointed out that
it's
or cooldown timers are much
more important. Yeah. However,
than
this is the interesting part. His second ability is self-slow duration. So if you activate his W, you get a speed boost and you get a slow at the end of the. So instead of 1.5 seconds, it's gonna be 1 second. Now I'm gonna point out here, 1 second is a very 5.5 seconds is a very very big time gap. If you're playing in,
especially for Wildrift.
especially for a while, it's a really really big. So
Probably for League of Legends, it's not
Yeah.
that long.
all right, I'm gonna
in
tier
Wildrift,
list.
it's a
I forgot.
very-
I'm gonna tier list these guys. Alistar's is gonna be still at B tier. So yeah, Blitzcrank is gonna be because of this buff to
Buff.
his
Pro-
second ability
Probably A.
and his Q is gonna be A tier now. I think he's gonna be A tier.
Especially that Riot is actually focusing on the laning part of
Mm-hmm.
Wildrift. They want people to do laning
Mhm.
onto their respective lanes
Yeah.
instead of doing a 1-3-1, which is
Situation, yeah.
what's the meta in
Mobile Legends.
Philippine League of Legends.
Wait, no, in League of
Wildrift scene,
Because
and
we have
as well as Mobile
Legends.
Legends.
Yeah.
So, yeah. On that Blitzcrank damage buff, yeah, I think I also agree on that part. But the overdrive makes it that he can probably
Yeah,
roam
the sweet spot.
on a
That's
lot
the sweet
of,
spot of the.
and you can probably chase as well under turrets. Yung kapag in terms of bot, especially the only ADC that I can think of that can deny Blitzcrank's ults is probably Ezreal.
Ezreal because of
Is
that. He's the only mobile
or
second
the third
mobile.
skill.
Yeah. Champion.
And Lucian is not yet there.
Yeah.
So Samira is
Samira's
also not
there.
not yet there. So Blitzcrank is gonna be a little bit more prominent than usual. Probably we're gonna see the dominance of the preseason Blitzcrank, like the beta version of Wildrift Blitzcrank.
So Blitzcrank is gonna
We might see that.
Yeah, from A tier he's gonna be A
So-
plus tier now because of the overdrive change. But essentially he's still A tier. He's not really that S tier yet for me as a support. So I should make a. I'm gonna make a
needs
tier
a little
list.
bit more
Yeah.
of a tank.
I'm gonna make a tier
Yeah.
list. Fuck it. You know what? I'm gonna make a tier list later. So let's move on to Corki. Corki has been one of my favorite champions in League PC, and he's very different in League of Legends Wild Rift. So his passive is gonna be not much of a nerf, I guess. It's only 50 seconds. I mean, that's 1 minute. That's a really big time gap because in that 1 minute you can hit level 6. So I mean, it's gonna be huge in terms of team fights, but I think it's not gonna affect him overall. Although team fight wise, it's gonna be changing.
I guess professional play, it would have a lot
A big
of
effect,
change.
yeah.
Especially most of the team fights are coordinated and most of the team fights are
Yeah.
contained into one place, and a game like Wild Rift is much more of a skirmishy type of game or team fighty kind of game.
Yeah.
And in terms of solo queue, Corki is still good. His damage ratios are
Corki is
still
really
out
good
of out of the roof.
I believe Corki
But-
is the only champion that can still utilize Mana Immune in Wild Rift. In Wild Rift, I'm talking about. He's the only champion that can
But
utilize it. Really
A lot of people also discussed that hindi rin they can also probably avoid the mana mune.
Yeah, they can just go
They can
straight
probably
to
go
Triforce.
to Triforce. Yeah. So, but back again to the passive. I think 50 seconds is a little bit high.
It's a really big.
Probably nerfing him for mid lane. Yun nga, katulad din na sinabi
Yeah.
dun sa rundown nila Shinbu. Probably for mid lane. Corki's
I think
already gone now.
I
Kasi
think not mid lane only, overall in general, because Corki is much more because of the team fight skirmishing type of game that Wild Rift is. His package is gonna be really huge because of that CC as well as that Rumble-esque like damage. So it's gonna be huge.
well, I mean, Corki is the only probable, or right now for teams, for professional teams,
Yeah.
they believe that Corki is one of the counters to Kai'Sa. Although we do think that Jinx
Jinx is the
is-
counter, guys. Come on.
Jinx and probably, I guess,
Any hyper carry,
MF,
any hyper
V-
carry.
V- Jin, any hyper carry that can scale into the late
Yeah.
game can probably contest with Kai'Sa. And Corki can contest with Kai'Sa, but with that package nerfed,
It's gonna be
it's gonna
really
be a
huge.
little bit huge for that face off.
He's gonna
But
be bumped.
One
from,
more thing that I want to point out on this package as well, not a lot of packages can hit the team fights. It can be a failed
Yeah.
package. It can decay. So it's for solo queue, not really much of a nerf,
Yeah.
but probably for professional play, this might change Corki a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit of roles probably.
Personally, as a Corki main that got him to level 7 really quickly, this is gonna be. I think it's not gonna affect those Corki mains. The Corki mains, they're not, because you, as a Corki main, you have to calculate when are you gonna use that package. Sometimes you don't even get the package when you recall. Sometimes you get the package immediately after you recall. So there's that 50-50 chance. So there's also another chance. There's also another possibility that you're gonna use Corki's passive as a pressure, so to avoid team fights as well. So there's a lot of factors in honing their Corki is gonna be, although that 150 is gonna be huge. Yeah, he's gonna be really nerfed, but technically he's still a good champion overall, I think. Is he gonna be bumped
Yeah.
from A plus? He's gonna be A tier now.
Basically, on an average, you're only gonna use the package about 6 to 5
6 to 5 times in a given match. So, Maybe not even
in a
5 times,
15
maybe
minute
4
match.
times, you know. So
Yeah,
Perkz is
so
gonna be from A+.
that's
Yeah.
how hard this nerf is.
Yeah, it's gonna be from A+ to
Basically
maybe A.
doubling.
Yeah,
the time.
low A tier. He's gonna be
Yeah.
low A tier. So again, now we are going to go to Diana, the
highlight.
highlight of this patch, the biggest buff ever I've ever seen. Like, my God.
Oh my god.
So let's start with the
I
base.
haven't actually looked at
So
this.
let's start with the base stats. That's 40 health. That's 1 auto attack already. So if you're like 1 auto attack away, that 40 health might save you. The passive now. So the passive. So this is the original passive of Diana in League PC, because the passive was the attack speed passive part of the attack speed passive part of the passive has been switched to E, the Lunar Rush. They put it back to Moon Silver Blade, and instead of that 3-stack auto attack buff, it's gonna be after casting a spell. So it's gonna be on almost every time. Essentially.
Every time.
Essentially, it's gonna be on. So Nashor's Tooth is gonna be really meta on her. Nashor's Tooth, Lich Bane, Infinity Orb, you name it, she can use it. Crescent Strike,
And probably also ability haste.
Ability Haste as well. Everything is gonna be good on Diana.
Since it scales
Basically,
with the
Diana is
attack
gonna be
speed.
the only S tier, S plus tier mid lane right now.
Wait, is the attack speed on Wildrift capped? Or,
It is not. It is cap 2.5 still.
Or
I think
is
it's
it
still cap 2.5.
so?
I can feel.
I think with I think ano eh, hindi ba ni Riot yung attack speed? I
Let's
think
check it out.
That's only on ADCs. I think that's only on ADCs, but yeah, if this can be attack speed Diana, jungle Diana, or this can be mid lane
Okay, so-
Diana with that.
So it is it's still
Ano?
2.5. It's still 2.5, just like PC. I just searched it.
So yeah, probably 1 or 2 attack speed items, then pure EP cooldown,
Yeah.
just to proc that attack speed passive. So she can be viable into jungle, katulad din na nangyari sa League PC
She's
and mid lane
she's viable everywhere. Especially that
for Wildrift.
Crescent Strike, her Q, her first ability, Crescent Strike, the cooldown has been bumped down from minusing 1 second. So from 10,987 is gonna be 9,876, as well as Pale Cascade. Instead of just purely 14 seconds, it's gonna be 13, 11.5, 10, 8.5. So it's gonna minus 1.5 each. So it's really huge.
Which level?
This is a huge buff to Diana, especially that second
So
ability.
if you're a fan of Diana, or
Yeah.
basically if you want to abuse the meta, it's time to save your blue mode.
Yeah, and I'm gonna unlock her next.
Invest
believe it
in
or not.
Diana.
Yeah. As well as
Invest
also
in
I have to
Diana.
point out, the Moonfall is gonna be really huge as well if you build pure AP. Instead of that 70%, you're gonna get at 80%. So probably you're gonna have from, let's say if you have 300 AP, your damage was originally like 200 plus. I think it's gonna be now 250 plus, most likely, hopefully. So that's
Yeah.
about it. Diana
Big
is now
changes
the
for
only
Diana.
S tier mid laner. The only S tier mid laner now, because Galio has,
Probably A plus or S. Yan.
no, she's
Arguably
S
A
tier.
plus.
She's S tier. She's S plus. This buff is really huge. She's gonna be good solo
But
queue as well.
I think I'm gonna try Jungle Diana.
Jungle
now.
Diana might be
I
good.
have to try it.
So
Jungle
S
Diana
plus
might be
tier
good.
for Diana. Because she's the only one that's in the S plus tier, because Galio has been nerfed. We're gonna talk about him after Dr. Mundo. Dr. Mundo, if you've been playing Wild Rift for the past few days, Dr. Mundo jungle has been prominent. So Dr. Mundo has been nerfed. Mundo by Sunfire's Aegis. Mundo burned down the entire jungle. Mundo
entire
need out.
jungle, entire team.
Mundo
Mundo
burned
need
down
time out.
entire jungle and enemy team. Mundo need timeout. So Mundo gets a timeout. Attack damage is gonna be nerfed 64 to 58 damage. That's not gonna really affect him that much. Although the jungle speed clear is gonna be kind of affected because of the 40 health. The 40 health reduction from his base health is gonna be gone, as well as 5 armor. So
The same nerfs onto or rather Mundo onto
on
Wildrift as well.
as well as
Basically nerfing
Yeah.
the Mundo jungle and buffing the lane Mundo.
yeah, as well as masochism is
A little
still
bit
nerfed.
more.
So
Or transitioning into top lane Mundo pala more.
yeah,
rather
so
than
Dr. Mundo nerf, not really much of a big nerf. He's gonna be bumping down from S tier in the jungle, he's gonna be just an A tier now. So
Or probably a B.
a B
Depends
tier
on
depending.
how
Yeah,
you
because that 40
use it.
health is huge because that's one Q already, right? That's one Q. So that's
Oh, at least two auto attacks or one
one
Q
Q. So
or
that's
one
huge.
ability.
That's really huge. So it's gonna be P tier now. Not much.
Not to mention yung infected
Infected
ano pa
Cleaver,
niya
that's his Q,
is
yeah. The Infected Cleaver.
yeah, that
As well as
that
Masochism, it's not gonna be
reduces
five
your health.
seconds anymore, so you have to max it really early. So it's gonna be sad. So now we are gonna talk about Galio, my favorite champion. Galio has been wreaking havoc for the past few days ever since he got released. Base stat is gonna be down by 40 health as well, one auto attack. Um, Colossal Smash is gonna be nerfed. Cooldown is gonna be from 543 seconds at level 159. It's gonna be 5 to 4.5 and 4 seconds, basically just zero point 0.5 every level. So 159. Base damage is gonna be 15 to 225.
Basically 1 second.
1 second.
2 seconds ang nadagdag.
So 15 from 225 is gonna be 15 to 190. It's gonna affect his late game Q, a passive auto
Damage.
attack. Winds of War AP ratio, percent health damage per AP ratio is 2% to 1.5. It's really a big nerf. On paper, it's gonna be a big nerf. Shield of the Rand. Now here's the bad part. This is the one that gutted Galio the most. Shield of the Rand cooldown is gonna be coming from 15 seconds, 14, 13, 12 into 18, 17, 16, 15, as well as the AP ratio is gonna be 60 from 45. Basically gutting him because this is his main team fighting ability. Aside from his ultimate, this is his most important team fight mechanic because of that cooldown. So essentially, you're not gonna have that Shield of the Rand ready for the second time during the team fight because essentially, if you use it after your ultimate, you can use it the second time in 12 seconds. You can get it already. So essentially, this is gonna gut him in the team fight as well as that AP ratio. Justice Punch dash range is gonna be lowered by a lot. So yeah, he's got it. Gallius from S tier is gonna be 8 here now. So big sad.
It's gonna be a situational pick such as nung sa League PC din as well. So probably we're gonna see Galio much more of into skirmishy team fight or team fight compositions.
This is gonna affect
Probably with
Galio
Camille.
in the mid lane as well as support. So
Oh yeah, support as well kasi yung cooldown
of the Shield of the Rand is gonna be huge.
Not a good look for those who just bought Galio.
Right here, this guy right here. Spent all my
this guy as well.
This guy spent
guy as well.
5,500 motes on a guy that got nerfed. But yeah, it's still worth it. I love Galio. It's my favorite champions. So basically,
He's your main, so it's
he's my
fine.
main, so it's fine. So he's gonna be from S plus tier. He's gonna be just an A tier now, maybe a lower A, for both support as well as mid lane. So I still have a 70% win rate on Galio. I'm not gonna touch him anymore. So yeah, I just want him there. Next is gonna be Leona. A really good support actually. This is the only S tier, not S plus, just S tier supports. Next to Braum. Both Braum and Leona are the only S tier supports currently in Wildrift. And I think Leona just overtook Braum a little bit because of the cooldown. So it's gonna be from 6 seconds to 5 seconds at all rank for her first ability, which is her stun, as well as Zenith Blade, her other stun ability, which is a miniature gap closer. It's gonna be 13, 12, 11, 10 to just 12, 10, 8, and 6 seconds. So we're gonna have that Zenith Blade really early. So really nice. Leona's buff is gonna be really good in support. She's gonna be picked a lot now.
So yeah, basically the meme that we go at 2.
Yeah.
We go at level 2 is now, I guess
viable now
for Leona.
Go in level 2.
But this is a step in the right direction for Leona.
Yeah.
She's a little bit gutted compared to Leona.
Yeah,
I think she needs a little bit more of tankiness.
yeah, but she is S tier in a sense because she has a lot of CC, but he's still a weaker
CC.
version than Braum. So
Yeah, basically if you want a lot of tanky CC champions, you can go for Braum. Probably Alistar.
Alistar is
And Rakan.
yeah, Rakan, Alistar.
Rakan,
Yeah.
probably with the charm, but yeah, Leona can be considered now as a support into the professional scene, but not yet, I guess. One more buff
Maybe can
probably
bump
push
her
Diana.
up. Yeah, it can push her really good. So Diona,
Yeah.
good champion.
But that Zenith Blade buff is
Really good. 6 seconds. Instead
especially
of
in the
10
late
seconds,
game.
can be 6 seconds. So basically, every team fight, you can have it twice. You can use it twice. Every team fight. So next is Pantheon. We all know Pantheon has been gutted, although people still use him for some godforsaken reason. So they're gonna be buffing him just a little bit. Attack damage 58 to 64. Nothing much really changed there. Attack damage per level, however, is gonna really bump him up in the late game. So essentially, it's gonna get 3.6 times 18. I mean, what is the cap of 16? Never mind. I thought it was 18. 15 pala. So 3.6 times 15, you're gonna get around 36 damage. That's basically a longsword already. So that's a really good buff to him in the late game. However, because of his third ability is still got it. He's still not that good of a champion. Comet Spear tap base damage throw is gonna be bumped up from 55 100 145 190 to 70 110 150 190. Charge base is gonna be the same as well. Same. It's basically just gonna be the same. Critical strike bonus AD ratio from 150 to 165. Bonus AD ratio 100 to 110. Basically, Pantheon is a little bit better. He's gonna go. He's still C tier. He's still C tier. It's not really that. They just
I mean,
got
the
it.
last Pantheon nerfs was a little bit too much.
It was too
in
much.
my opinion.
It was
It
too much.
was like Spartan kicking
yeah.
Pantheon into the void of F
Yeah.
tier. But I guess this is good for Pantheon mains.
Yeah, I think
Since
he's
any damage that any buffs
any,
that they
any
can
buff they
probably
can get
now
is
is
good.
any
So
good
basically,
buff.
he's gonna be still D tier or C tier. So around that range. But support Pantheon is just done. He's F tier. Support in terms of support, he's F tier right now. He's just sucks so much. The top lane maybe
Yeah,
D tier,
even-
C tier, mid lane D tier, jungle F tier.
Even top, I think even top, we can contest it.
Yeah, I mean he
Even
can do top.
Malphite.
And maybe he's C tier at top lane, but every other lane is gonna be F or D.
I mean, if you can just pick Malphite with pure armor.
Malphite is a
then-
way better option overall. So
So if you want an all-in champion, you can just.
So
go
here we're gonna talk
Malphite.
about Shyvana. Shyvana has actually been really good. In the
with,
jungle right now.
There's the Dota reference.
Is this in the absence of Davion. Dota.
Nobody noticed
Yeah,
that.
Dragon
by the way.
Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight's Blood. I don't remember. Dragon's Blood Dota has been out on Netflix. If you guys want to watch it, watch that. It's a really good series, especially with the Tagalog dub. I really like the Tagalog dub. Believe it or not, it's a good.
I don't have Netflix,
So
so
big sad.
I'm an uncultured
Uncultured
swine.
swine,
If you
so-
want to sponsor me with Netflix, come on.
So
What are
basically,
you looking for?
Shyvana nerfs are really not gonna affect her that much because Shyvana can still build either AP or AD. But overall, I have been theory crafting with a friend of mine saying that Shyvana is way better if he builds Bork first into GA second. So basically, a full AD Shyvana is way better than the full AP Shyvana. So this nerf is not really gonna affect her that much. Maybe the cooldown, maybe her clear time is gonna be affected, but it's not gonna really affect her as a whole champion, as well as champion in jungle. So nothing much.
And yeah, I think a lot of Filipinos don't really build tank Shyvana.
Yeah, they don't. They really
A lot
don't.
of Filipinos build AP Shyvana.
Yeah.
So I guess this is kind of a nerf for the other regions.
Yeah, for the other
Big
regions
nerf,
who actually
probably.
use Shyvana.
But for us,
it's
but
we
for
don't
us,
care. Really don't care.
we honestly really don't care. But it's a nerf nonetheless. It's
Still a nerf.
Shyvana's a little bit broken.
It's
for
not a
jungle.
huge nerf, but it's a nerf either way. So she's
So,
gonna still
good.
be A tier. A tier.
It's good that she's nerfed probably for for tag dito solo queue.
Yeah, for solo
for the a little bit kasi Shyvana probably relies on the chaoticness of
Yeah.
a team fight. But
Oh, he's not.
yeah, I think
She's still a good champion.
yeah, she's still a good champion, pero that nerf I think doesn't do anything with the with the professional scene in the Philippines. Since Shyvana is not even considered.
Yeah, it's big sad. So Shyvana, really not much of a nerf. It's a nerf either way, but she's still gonna be A tier in solo queue terms. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about Tristana. So
A buff that I like.
this buff is actually really good because of the cooldown of her third ability. So basically, because
The bomb.
the bomb, you're basically just gonna be buffing the bomb most like. So we're gonna talk about Tristana. We're constantly buffing Tristana. She's still not matching up to the rest of the marksman roster. Base stats are gonna be changed from attack damage per level 2.65 per level. It's gonna be 3.6 per level right now. So that's gonna be again a longsword in the late game. One longsword, one extra longsword. Explosive charge cooldown is gonna be from 16 at all ranks. It's gonna be now 16 to 15, 14, and 13 seconds. Basically, if you max E, you're gonna have it twice again. Again, you're gonna have it twice during team fights. So, really good
So
buff.
my question for you here is this gonna push Tristana up into the ADC tier? Or do you think that she can probably contest into the mid
Nope.
tier? Or mid?
She's gonna be still B tier, I think. B tier. Because S tier are gonna be Kai'Sa and Jinx. Kai'Sa and Jinx, A tier.
So what do you think is holding back Tristana with the I guess solo queue and the professional scene?
Just like in League PC, she's really that because there are still limited amount of champions, right? So I mean, you can't really pick Tristana into like Kai'Sa because she's not even a hypercar. I mean, Tristana can contest if you do it right and if you get snowballed really early, but Jinx is still a way better option versus Tristana. So I mean, overall, Tristana is really not that good of it. And she feels really weird. If you play her in League PC,
Yeah,
she feels really weird.
That's also my same thoughts.
She play
I think it's more of the range of Tristana is a little bit off
the short because
compared to
if you
it's a little bit shorter than it
it should
feels
be,
in PC.
And I think
Kasi in PC Tristana should be the Caitlyn right now. But she really can't do anything because the third skill's range is so short. The W range is also short.
Yeah.
The cooldowns with it is also short, but the damage with Tristana is so I think it's decent right now. But the only problem with her is her auto attacks and the recent nerf with the attack speed onto ADCs.
Yeah.
That basically doesn't help Tristana in my opinion, but good a step in the right direction in my opinion.
Slowly but surely.
Being an ADC / mid main in Wildrift, or rather mid / ADC main in Wildrift.
Yeah.
I really want to use Tristana.
Yeah, me too. I really want her, but she just doesn't feel good right.
She's like Ziggs / ADC.
Yeah, she thinks ADC. Alright, so Tristana, B tier, still B tier. She's not gonna be that really much of a better option than Jinx, but yeah, Vi has been a popular choice relying on high level in pro play. Vi has been a real good presence in pro play. So base stats 35 to 5 armor doesn't really change anything. Assault and battery, however, we're gonna have a 10-second cooldown, additional 10-second cooldown on all levels. So it doesn't really affect her that much. She's still competitively viable either way. They didn't even change her damage ratios or health ratios, only her armor ratios, which doesn't really affect her that much, I think. So she's still good.
I actually think otherwise. I think this might put down Vi a little bit.
Not by a much, but just a little bit.
They might probably instead of like being so sure about picking Vi, they're gonna be probably
you don't really pick Vi because of her damage. You pick Vi because of her ulti and her lockdown. So I mean, that's gonna affect her ulti, but there's still Q, there's still W. Vi is still good, but she's kind of nerfed because of that.
Especially with the Leona buffs, I think Vi can in terms of composition play well with Leona, but I think Vi nerf is, I guess, not really there. I guess
you can't feel it. So
you're not gonna probably feel
so
it.
So let's talk about item changes now. Infinity Orb. Sadly, I actually created a build path, but it looks like I can't teach that to you guys anymore because it's now bumped up from 2,850 gold. It's now 3,150 gold. So that's 300 gold. It's not necessarily a bad nerf, but it's gonna taking a long time to get the item online in general. So Sunfire AG's base damage is gonna be 16 from 16 to 30 to 16 to 25, indirectly nerfing Dr. Mundo as well. Both nose damage AP ratio as well, 1% to 80, just 0.8%. Basically, just a indirect nerf to Dr. Mundo as well as the other champions that can utilize Sunfire Cape. Example is Amumu as well. So they really just changed that overall. A glorious bug. Now, actually, I don't know what this is about. So fixed a bug where item cost displayed as 800 gold, so they changed it to 500 gold. I don't understand this bug fix. I have never seen this bug before. Pepe Pray. So
Pepe Pray indeed. Let's have a minute of silence for our build path.
yeah, for a build path for the Infinity Orb, the build path that never got released. I'm still gonna be theory crafting as well later on what could be replaced as I think Infinity Orb can still be, but there's gonna be a lot more paths that are gonna be open instead of Infinity Orb. Maybe
Yeah, they just basically delayed the early game snowballing effect of Infinity Orb.
So game
But it's
changes.
still the same item.
I think this is the nerf. I think this game system change nerf, this turret nerf, is gonna be directed to because of what's happening in PPGL, because PPGL
Yeah.
has been focusing a lot on that.
So the devs are watching
devs
a
are
lot
watching.
of League Philippines. The devs are watching for
yeah.
finally
Okay, so
after so many years.
I'm gonna read it. So turrets in competitive play, we're seeing a lot of early grouping, making the laning phase almost non-existent in high-level matches. Just like what I said, they've been watching PPGL, I think, or anything that's C Icon, because in C Icon, everybody just loves pushing that turret, baby. First turret, first win. So
First scuttle, first turret, first dragon, instant
you win. This is part of our effort to incrementally release systematic changes that maintain the laning phase for competitive games. So during the first 4 minutes, previously, which was 3 minutes, solo, baron, mid lane, and outer turrets gain 90 bonus armor damage. So basically, you can push it down in the first 4 minutes. During the first 4 minutes, all outer turrets gain additional defensive bonuses when multiple enemies are nearby. So this basically kills the let's group down bot lane, so let's get the first turret. So 2 champions in total is just gonna be 10 armor and magic resist. So this is basically just gonna be keeping the bot lane duo alive. So it's not gonna really that much. However, if your jungler, mid laner, or top laner is present down at bot lane with you and your support, instead of 100, you're gonna get 250 armor and magic resist. This is really huge because now the turrets are just gonna be broken as hell. So basically, it's just gonna kill off the 1-3-1 composition. In a sense, it's gonna kill it just a little bit because of you can't get the turret, you can't trade turrets anymore. So 4 champions instead of 200 is gonna be 300, as well as 5 champions instead of 300 is gonna be 350. So you can't really break down a turret really quickly anymore. So you have to look for other options as well. But however, this is an indirect buff to those who are split pushers. Examples will be Tryndamere, whoever, basically everybody that can split push. Tryndamere, Ziggs, Diana in a sense.
Ziggs.
Basically those who have a
Fiora,
Camille. Basically those who were split push, they can benefit from this a lot, so they can just push out their lanes, etc., etc. So yeah, I think that's all that we have to talk about, I guess. So free to play.
I guess one more last thoughts with the turret. I guess one thing that a lot of casters and as well as people thought is pushing 2 people with 1 turret is probably the best thing that can happen here sa situation na to. Especially if you put 3 persons on a turret, you're basically losing a lot of XP, a lot of gold. Katulad din ng sinabi ni LS on getting Rift Heralds or second Rift Heralds to begin with. So it's not worth in actual sense, pero nagiging worth lang siya kasi nakakakuha ka ng first turret.
Yeah, the first turret is gonna
that basically denies
pressure.
it now.
Yeah.
So they're really focusing onto that. For example, nga bot lane. If the bot lane wins, then probably they can push that turret down easily. But not anymore, I guess.
So we're gonna finish off with free-to-play champions. If you want to play these champions from April 15 to 21, you can play Braum, Evelyn, Fizz, Galio, Graves, Jax, Kai'Sa, Lulu, and Singed and Varus. I recommend you guys playing Kai'Sa and Braum because they are the only they are S tier champions here. Galio, and he's not worth it to play anymore at this point. But April 15 to 21, yeah, you can play them for a limited time only. For April 22 and 28. This will be the patch that where Rengar or Kha'Zix, I believe, is gonna be released. Both of them at the same time, or
Yeah.
Renekton maybe. Alistar, Aurelion, Soul, Corgi, Dr. Mundo, Fiora, Shyvana, Soraka, Saya, Xinjiao, and Ziggs are gonna be free to play. I recommend you guys be playing Corki as well as Shyvana and Dr. Mundo and Fiora. So they're basically the best champions. So that basically copium.
Renekton bad.
We're
Bad.
gonna see how Renekton does in the
Yeah.
competitive scene.
In
So,
League PC, it's not a good look
it's not a good
for
look at all.
Renekton and Gnar.
Yeah.
As you
So
can see, this
Copium.
meme over here.
copium.
Copium.
So yeah, that basically wraps up the patches for Wildrift and as well as the patches for League PC as well as the competitive scene here in the Philippines, League of Legends, PC, Wildrift, everything and all that. That wraps up our episode Surrender at 15. So that is the
So,
third.
any last thoughts na lang on our episode
This
time?
episode was really fun.
This is the longest
This is
episode.
one of the longest aside from episode 1. So episode 3 we are clocking it at 1 minute and 50 minutes. So I think this is the longest episode. So yeah. So what are your last thoughts as well?
There's a lot of things happening for League
Yeah.
all over the world for PC and Wild
For
Rift.
PC and
So
Wildrift.
there's, if you really love League of Legends, I guess this is the golden era.
Yeah, this is the
I
golden
guess.
era. MSI is
And I
back.
guess we have to thank Mobile Legends for
Yeah,
it.
because of
Without
Mobile
Legends,
If not for Mobile Legends,
Wild
Wildrift
Rift
wouldn't be
could
released.
probably
Yeah.
released, or in a way could be released, but in a probably much more later time.
Yeah, time.
And yeah, it's happy to see that a lot of things is happening
Mm.
for our scene, and as well as a lot of different scenes. CS:GO having their new highlight of the probably next 2 years is with the clutch by Heroic.
Yep.
And Valorant as well is
Valorant,
popping off.
you know,
Dota, Ana is back
Yeah.
for OG.
OG.
So a lot of things are happening for esports, and hopefully we can get live events in the future once a lot of people will get vaccinated.
Yeah, once the vaccine rolls
Yeah.
out, we can get back to esports, baby. That's really the true fact about it. So
And yeah, that's
Yeah.
basically that's gonna be us wrapping up Surrender at 15 podcast, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.
we see you
Goodbye.
guys in the next episode, episode 4 next week. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.